was just out in these streets, girl.
I don't watch a lot of TV like at all.
Gotta do something with numbers.
Send help to Latanya over there. Hi there. Good evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Candid Conversations Girl Talk. Welcome to our Monday night. I don't even know what to call it. Conversation over wine. Did anybody bring any wine today?
I always have my wine.
Look at you guys. Look, I've been tired, so I decided to bring water again, but I'll try not to show it too much so that I don't kill the vibe. But anyway, so let me introduce everybody on the panel this evening. Good evening, Taryn T. Money Ferrer. Welcome to Candid Conversations Girl Talk. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. How was your weekend?
It was great. I went to a Halloween party on Saturday. Also did some karaoke. It was fun. I was gonna go to another Halloween thing on Friday, but the way my Friday was set up, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna stay inside and rest. And I'm very happy I did, actually. So overall, great weekend.
Awesome. What I love to hear. All right. What about you, Monique? Welcome to Candid Conversations Girl Talk.
Hey.
Hey, how you feeling?
I feel really good.
Yes. Did you work today?
I did.
You did work today? Okay. How was work?
Work was long. Mondays are normally the longest day, but it was all right.
Oh, okay. All right. What made it long, if I might ask?
Mondays are always long. I always have a lot of meetings on Mondays.
Oh, meetings. Say less. I understand. I remember those days. Hey, Angelicia, how are you this evening? Thank you for being here. All right, so let's before we get into anything, Taryn T Money Ferrer does have a spotlight this evening. So what I would like to do is allow her to do her spotlight first to make sure that we have time for it, because once we get into conversation, sometimes we can lose track of time. So we're going to allow you to do that first, and let's see. I can go ahead and hit the intro for our spotlight, and maybe we'll have some questions for Taryn when she comes back. All right. All right, guys, sit tight. Here comes Taryn T. Money Ferrer with the Money Spotlight.
Hey y'all, hey, I am Taryn T. Money Ferrer with your Money Spotlight this evening. For those who do not know already, I am a financial coach who teaches ambitious professional women and female CEOs how to build the financial confidence to make millions and go from rich to wealthy. And so today I am getting us ready for the holiday season. I know this is like the one that everybody looks forward to. I usually end up getting messages after this talking about the holiday money tips. And so I'm back again to help you get ready to spend intentionally this holiday season. And so the big thing is that we want to do our best to set our finances up for success, to set ourselves up for not having to make it all up in the new year, right? There's some people who, will use their tax refund money to pay off things that they spent over the holiday season. And I'd rather you do what you need to do now, so that way when you receive that tax refund money, you can use it to expand your life, use it to reach your goals, all of those things, instead of trying to make up for past decisions that we made. And so a big thing that I highly recommend when it comes to your gift giving is to make a list and a budget for each person. And so what that looks like is that you take a little time, you make a list of everyone that you need to buy gifts for, and you start to strategize, right? And so that means that you can make a list of those people, start to think about what gifts you may want to get them, maybe a theme of something that they like, and you want to list that next to each person. And after that, you want to put a budget amount next to them. So what that could look like is saying, okay, for this person, I'm going to spend around $50. For this person, I'm going to spend around $200, right? And that gives you a full list of amounts. And I recommend that the first time you do it, you just kind of write freely, right? And then afterwards, you can go back and start to edit and say like, okay, this is more so what I want to spend here. This is something that like a gift idea that came to mind, and start laying it out that way. And that gives you a full overall budget for your gift giving in the first place. And so you're not just kind of like going online and kind of seeing what happens and just, spending left and right, if you don't already have a plan in place. And so this allows you to have that plan, have that budget for each person, and it also allows you to like stay on track, right? So you can edit it to figure out what might be best for you. So that is something that you can do in terms of your holiday shopping plan. The other thing is that this is, another good time to kind of look at how you are spending your money, where the expenses are going, and if there's anything that you can tailor specifically towards your holiday spending. So kind of putting that in a separate savings account, or just maybe even diverting some of your savings that are going elsewhere to this space for this season. So that way you have everything you need in order to have a stress-free, peaceful, fun holiday season where you're not stressing about money. So those are just a couple of tips that I would give you for our money spotlight tonight. If you want more information on how to have an abundant holiday season, I have a free webinar. I'll make sure that we post that link in the comments so that way you can get that and continue to have a wonderful time. So that's the money spotlight for tonight.
You know what? We don't have an outro. We need a spotlight outro. All right. That was really
Love it.
good. I'm always about managing my money and make sure everything is all good. So I'm sure that there are people out there who appreciate that. And even though you have given us tips before about what to do with our money around the holidays, I know every year people need that refresher. Because they get caught up. They go in the stores, and then all the pretty lights and the pretty smells and the music that's playing, it just makes you want to spend money. It really does. So I like the idea of making that list and that budget per person, right? Because you can see so many things. The reason I'm talking right now is because I know that I'm guilty of like seeing 15 things that, oh, this person will love that. Oh, they will love this. Oh, they will love this. And yeah, so very good. I appreciate that. Okay, so let me say, because I know that people who watch Girl Talk every week are looking at the screen and they're like, where's Dawn B? Where's Latanya? Right? So for the last few weeks, I have had to let you know that Latanya is, taking care of family stuff, which is definitely allowed, right? This is one of those jobs where we appreciate family first. So she's taking care of family stuff, and this week so is Dawn B. So everybody's fine. Nobody is, ill or anything like that. So but of course you can always pray for people, right? And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So I am ready, I guess, to start. You ready? So how this works is we are going to show the question or the scenario, because we do have a scenario tonight. We had one last week, I think. So we're going to show the question or the scenario, whichever comes up first, and then spin the wheel to see who is going to answer it, or at least who has the first opportunity to answer it. All right. Ms. Producer, are we ready for the wheel? Oh, the question first. Sorry. Question first. Okay, so the question is, if you could interview your mate's previous ex-girlfriend, what would be the first question you'd ask her? All right. Let's go. Oh, we can write it. Yes, name on there. That's funny. Okay. What would be the first question? Can you show the question again? If you could interview your mate's previous ex-girlfriend, what would be the first question you'd ask her? So, what's new? I don't really care like that. I mean, so like it wouldn't probably be about, because my mate is my husband, right? So what am I about to ask anybody really about my husband? I really can't think of anything. Um, sure, probably she want to offer something, but yeah, what's new? Hey, how's life? Are you happy with life? Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I interview people all the time, so that wouldn't be weird. But I guess my question would be, what makes you a boss chick? Since that's what I ask everybody. I can't think of anything that I would want to ask an ex, not at this point in my life. What about you guys?
No, not for me. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'd really have like anything in particular to ask them. I tend to like go with humor as like a first thing.
Oh,
So like I might be like, "Oh, did he do XYZ, with you or whatever? Did you
okay.
find this annoying or something?" Just to laugh
Got
about
it.
something.
Okay.
But that's
That's a good
about
way
it.
to approach it.
What'd you say?
I said that's a good way to approach it. Like I don't have any hard feelings or anything. I'm like, I don't even really know. I mean, I know his ex-wife, but he had, he dated people between his ex-wife and marrying me. So, like an ex-girlfriend or whatever, like I don't really have any questions. Can't think of any questions. What about you, Monique? Monique is so quiet. You gonna sip your, what are you drinking? I was gonna say sip your tea, but that's obviously not what's in your glass.
A mimosa.
Oh, okay.
That's the most.
All right.
I would probably want to know, like, am I tripping or like, is he playing crazy with you too? Like, that's probably what I would ask. Am
Oh,
I?
okay.
Is he acting crazy with you too? Like, is this the normal thing for him, or like, did I just get lucky? Like, what's going on?
You said, did you just get lucky?
Like, what's
That,
going on?
yeah, right. Considering what you just went through.
Yeah,
Did you tell the audience or you just told us in private?
I told y'all.
Oh, so they don't really know what we're talking about. But the ex was nuts. That's all.
Absolutely.
The ex was crazy. Okay, cool. All right, what's the next one, Miss Producer? Okay. All right, so the scenario says, I had a miscarriage 3 weeks ago. My husband and I are gutted. Still, I was relieved that we lost the pregnancy early enough that very few people knew about it, just my mother, my sister, and my best friend. I thought at least we can grieve in private, but my sister is telling people about my miscarriage, even posting it on social media. She says she has the right. Wow. She says she has the right to post whatever she wants, particularly if the medical care I receive may be happen here, may be threatened, threatened in some states. I am furious that she is broadcasting my tragedy. Understood. I want her to stop, but I don't have the strength to fight with her now. What should I do? All right, Miss Producer, spin that wheel. That's deep. This wheel is pretty smart. It's picking the people that are actually here, so that's good.
Too.
All right, Taryn. What'd you say, Monique?
I said the colors are cute too. It's giving very much fall. I like them.
Yeah.
Yes. Miss Producer's like, I know, right?
Yeah, it's giving Paul vibes for sure. Also, I feel like while we're talking about that, this is a good time to mention that I really enjoy the intro music, and therefore I'm dancing to it every single time. Um,
Love
yeah,
it.
I'm like having a good time with the spin the wheel music. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, this is a bit deep. Um, I understand the frustration and the anger, especially because that is something like dealing with the miscarriage is something that is very personal and very intense. And in sometimes, in some cases it can also be traumatic. And so, you know, considering that it happened to her and not the sister, it's like I can see why, it kind of feels like an invasion of her privacy to have that information shared. I just like I don't know. I come from the school of thought where it's really just best to address it as soon
Mm.
as possible, straight on, and explain that side of it, right? Like really say like, okay, I can understand if maybe the medical treatment I didn't receive was great, but like this is my thing to deal with. Let me handle it. And please stop sharing with people because like that's causing me to relive the experience over and over again. And you're trying to heal in more ways than one. And so that's honestly what I feel like you got to do. If she's not going to do it, maybe the her partner can talk to the sister as well, but I feel like it's going to have more effect coming directly from her.
Yeah.
um that's kind of the situation. Because and the other thing too, right, when it comes to things like this that need to be addressed, the
Hmm.
longer that you wait to face
Address
it
it.
and address it, yeah, the worse it becomes. So the emotions fester. Maybe you run to the situation where it starts to escalate into more and more people and a bigger situation, and the sister's like, well, if you really didn't want me to do it, then just you should have told me again, or whatever. So I just
Right.
think it becomes a bigger issue the longer it goes on.
Well, you know what, and I agree with you. I mean that's with for me any type of conflict, right? Especially if there's a relationship with someone involved, to address it as early as possible. Like you said, so things don't fester and build up and everything like that. But in addition to that, so I understand her point about like medical malpractice or anything like that. But the thing is, you don't have to say my sister. You know what I mean? You can just like we do on the show, like I make sure that it's anonymous, right? So you can say a woman or whatever, and it not be personal. And the sister or the person who actually had the miscarriage stay off social media. That's what a lot of us do, right? When we're going through something, especially if your life is displayed across social media, you take a break from social media so you're not even exposed. But it would be, I mean, your sister should love you and should care about you, care about your feelings. So yeah, if you are really about exposing medical malpractice, then it does not have to be personal. It can be anonymous. You can just state like, and expose maybe the hospital, you know what I mean? And beware going to this particular hospital if that's what you're trying to do. But I feel like if my sister doesn't want me to do that,
I'm not.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
I,
How can you be so selfish that you don't care about your sister's pain? That part blows me. So I don't know, but what were you gonna say, Monique?
I agree. I think when it all comes down to it, like if your sister is telling you that they are uncomfortable with you, that's whatever. We always want to save or protect our people, and they don't always want our help. Like sometimes people need to do
Right.
things their own way. So for you to feel like you're protecting them, like I guess even I'm learning that like you can't be always ready to defend people, like allow people to defend themselves, like even the people you love. So I feel like if it was something that they didn't want out, or like it just is, I'm dropping
Hmm.
it. Like we're not, there's nothing to discuss. Like why are we still talking about it?
Agreed. I agree. Okay. Anybody in the comments say anything? Nope. Okay. So just want to make sure before we move on. All right. So there's three of us. So we have one more question. Okay. What is a real man? What's up with this list that's circulating on social media? Okie doke. Nope. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's see who gets this question. Oh, I was going to say, oh, look at that. The wheel is very perceptive this evening. Okay. Go
Yes,
ahead,
Will.
Do you know about the list that's circulating on social media?
I believe I think it's
Okay.
they're talking about the. Have you seen Taryn the list about like the places women will not go for a first date? Have you
Yes.
seen that?
I just recently saw that.
Okay,
It's so funny.
the list up for reference. Give me a second.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second, because I felt like some of the stuff was like, okay, no, and then the other stuff was like, are y'all serious? Like, are we doing this?
Are we really doing that? Because I've seen so many people. I saw the first thing I saw was somebody posted something like, how many of y'all are still accepting a first date to Cheesecake Factory? And so my response was, what's wrong with Cheesecake Factory? Like, what did I miss? But I didn't
So
know there was a list at the time.
before the list came out, there was a
Okay.
guy, girl on a date. I guess I saw this on TikTok. There's a guy that
Okay.
took a girl on a date, and they pulled up to the Cheesecake Factory, and she wouldn't get out the car.
She wouldn't get out the car.
No, she was just like, "You me to the Cheesecake Factory." Like,
Oh my God.
But I'm
she was
still trying to understand.
like, Cheesecake Factory is not first date. I'm sorry, I'm still scrolling. I think I should have just Googled it. It probably would have been quicker. But I'm telling you, it was other stuff. It was like a long drive, going to the gym, going to church, a family
Okay.
gathering. I'm just like, all right, some of that stuff is wild. Like, why are you taking me to your people's house for a first date? Like, what's going? I'm not.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
And then talking with a couple of different like girls, and they were like, "Well, I'm not going on a long drive for no first date. Like, what if you try to
You're not
kidnap me?"
going what? Oh, on a long drive?
Yeah, and they was like, "What if you try and kidnap me?" And I'm just like, okay. Like, it was a lot of stupid stuff.
I want to see this list. I don't think I've seen that list then.
They have Red Lobster on there too.
Yeah, Red Lobster. I think it was like some not Longhorn, Outback Steakhouse or something like
It's
that.
really weird. Am I looking fuzzy to you all?
No.
Okay. My backdrop looks weird in my screen to me.
Oh no.
Really? Oh, okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, I guess the only thing that I really know, I saw that there was a list. I did not read the list. I just was baffled by the whole Cheesecake Factory thing. Like, what's wrong with Cheesecake Factory? What do you know that I don't know? I like Cheesecake Factory. I mean, it's not like my go-to or anything, but I like it.
I feel like it's not a bad option because they have so many options. So it's kind of like, you'll find something on the menu. Oh, you
So
found it.
Yeah.
I found a video of the dude talking about it, but I didn't find the whole thing. But it say like Cheesecake Factory is at the top of the list. There's like Applebee's. I don't like Applebee's on my own. So like why would
Yeah.
no one's taking me to Applebee's or like Chili's because I don't go those places on my own. So that makes sense. But then like
Wait, you're not trying to have a dollarita for your first date?
Sorry, what, a Dollarita?
they do
What is that?
something going on. Type of
That's
drinks
like their special right now. It's like a
I've never
dollar
been to
margarita.
Applebee's in
but like
over a
the movie.
decade.
I was happy that the movies made the list for first dates. Like, don't take me to the movies. I feel like you're not getting to know me at the movies. Like, what are you trying to do? You're not finna be all cuddled up with me. Like, let me go. We don't even know each
Right, I
other.
don't know you like that.
Like, movies are a terrible first date, and we were customized to accept it from like we were conditioned to accept it from like a kid. Like, oh yeah, me and my little boyfriend gonna go to the movies. Like, the movies are a terrible first date. Like, I learned nothing about you the entire 2.5 hours we was together. But like
Wow.
certain stuff, like okay, IHOP, Denny's, any type of buffet, no Netflix and chilling, hookah bars, nightclubs, bowling. I was like, I don't mind bowling. I like bowling. Bowling is alright, but I guess bowling for some people is a good
I
first
like
date.
bowling. I
Well,
think
I
that was me and my husband's first day bowling. But we were both competitive. It was fun.
see, and that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, like games, things like that, sound like fun to me. But people like, don't take them there. And you know what? That's your business. But see, I probably blow a lot of y'all if I say you can take me to a bookstore. Like, we could go to a bookstore. Like, I'm cool with that. You gonna say that's not a first date? I would be okay with that because I love a
Right.
little. See, but everybody is different. Like, I have to. Majority of the stuff on the list is like it makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. Like, why are you taking? I'm sorry. I don't know why Applebee's is.
Hello.
We here.
Oh, are you still there?
No, you stalled from my end. You stalled for a second, but okay. I always get nervous when it starts jumping. I'm like, is something about to happen?
Yeah,
But okay.
I don't know. What is a real man? Don't ask me no crazy stuff like that. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to find out. I know I ain't found one yet. I'm still trying to figure out what that is. Don't ask me. Ask one of these married ladies. What is a real man? Okay.
Well, you know what's funny? One of the reasons that I decided to allow this question for tonight is because it became relevant to me. Was that yesterday? Saturday. I don't know. I was on social media. Oh, I'm in this group on Facebook, and a man posted this thing, a picture of him and his wife, and he said, "This is what a real man is." Oh, actually, I had uploaded it because I wanted you all to see this before we comment. How do I get back to it? Let me see. Okay, so here's the first part because it was long. So it says, "Can you see it?"
Yes.
And so this is what he posted. I'm sorry that I can't see you. How can I make it so that we can be on the side? Okay, cool. Now we can see you guys. You don't need to see me. I'm reading. Is that okay? All right. So he says, here's my list of things real men will do for a real woman. So it's this long list. If you choose to read it, that's fine. But a couple of things say marry her, give her a massage, give her spontaneous sex, give her foreplay at least 2 to 3 times a week. Like it's very specific. Wash the dishes, take out the trash. Yes, keep our hygiene up for her. Yeah, yes. Okay, so that's just the first part of the list. It goes on to this, right? So anyway, it's a lot of stuff. You're definitely welcome to read it all. However, the thing was, so I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook. I don't get a chance to go into all the groups, but I saw this post and I was like, whoa. And my response was, that's a long list. But it was like 200 people commenting on this post, right? Idea this man was going to respond to me. So he tells me, the reason you're triggered is because I'm like, wait, triggered? All I said was it was a long list. He said something about like, you think that it's just too much money. But first of all, you don't know me. So how are you saying that? First of all, you're telling me that I'm triggered. Second of all, you're telling me I'm triggered because a lot of the things on there require money. And I was like, so once again, thank you for letting me know that I look really young, you know. However, I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about the money issue. I'm looking at this freaking list. Like, that's just way too long. Who's got time to be doing all that? And so I was like, I think that if you just have a commitment, number one, right? And respect and love and communication, a lot of this other stuff will just happen. But it has to be that that's what the woman wants. Like if you're doing all this and none of that matters to the woman, then to her you might not be a real man, right? So just because that works for your wife doesn't mean it works for all. And I'm assuming you're calling your wife a real woman, right? It doesn't work for everybody. And a lot of the things were like actions, right? Not, and so I'm more about character. And so he was like, well, how long have you been married? And so I was like, oh, my husband and I have been married 5.5 years. He's like, well, we've been married 12 years. And so because you haven't been married that long, you can't give advice on. So my response was the laughing emoji. Because I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know my history. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just like, what just happened? And then, of course, my husband's like, why'd you even respond? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think that he was going to, I didn't think anybody was going to respond. Out of 200 people that's commenting, why did me saying it's a long list even get a response from the person who wrote it? I was like, whoa, wait, what? Because I had posted that response. It's a long list. And then I went on about my business. And then I saw that I had notifications. This guy had responded like 10 times. He was like, hello, how long have you been married? Like, he was like, hello, hello, hello. I'm like, wow. It was funny.
You have that type of time. Like, go find you something to do. Like, not even have time like that. No.
I used to think like that, and I mean, not exactly like him, but I used to think that, like, if you hadn't been married a long time, then you probably didn't have good advice, or if you had been divorced, you couldn't tell anybody anything. But I have learned, like, I don't know, but I don't want to take up all Taryn's time. Taryn is also a married woman. What's your response, married woman, Taryn?
I'm still laughing at the wild, wild west that is the internet. Because, like, what? How you just go project things onto other people and just decide that you know somebody that you don't know? That's crazy. And I did a very good job of not cussing right there. Anyways, I just also, as I'm reading this list, I'm trying to get daily cash apps. Like, can I get that?
You said, wait, where's that? Wait, let me see that list again.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, and what you do, sir? What is your job description?
Yeah.
Oh,
how do I get daily cash apps?
I'm trying to see what that look like. I ain't never had that.
And also, look, let me also mention this, because as your resident foodie, 5-star breakfast, like breakfast at 5-star restaurants, is truthfully not much better than breakfast at most restaurants. So, listen, I read it in detail.
Oh, you read the list? Well, this is the thing. Well, I just think it's personal. I think, like, everybody doesn't like everything, which is why I'm more about character as opposed to actual actions. But a lot of that stuff on there, my husband actually does. Like, my husband is a great husband. You know what I mean? And we're older, so we're established. You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking about somebody in, their early 20s, maybe they can't do that. That doesn't make them not a real man. You know what I mean?
Right. He's not a real man. Heard that, man. He's not a real man. And we will set up on that class.
Okay, so Monique is embracing the list.
She's
going to walk around with her list, and she's going to say, can you check these off? If you cannot check these off, please keep
It's going to take a while. I'm email them the list, child. They're going to have to get back to me.
I like a good portion of the list. I mean, I would agree with I would probably say about 75% of it. I think it's just more so like all right then. 13, let's go. Anyways, right. I mean, I don't know if I would have known that that's like a real man at 13.
Right,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
At 13, yeah. Wow.
Because I definitely, one of my, I don't know if he was my first boyfriend. He might have been a second one. I don't remember this point. But like, he was, I'm so bad. But like, I think I was 16 or 17 and he was 20. And so I thought that because he was 20, he was a real man. I was wrong. But anyways, real nice guy, great guy, highly recommended for others. But, like at that age, I don't know if I could really tell. All that to say, I think the biggest thing is like what makes a real man is somebody who is going to listen to what your desires and needs are and do
Yeah.
his best to also fulfill that while growing into a better version of himself and supporting you while you grow into a better version of yourself. That's how I would define a real man. All right.
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
it. And
Yes.
because like we were saying, it's different things to different people. Like take me to dinner at 5-star restaurants. Don't take me to breakfast. I don't need to do that. You know?
Breakfast does taste like damn near the same wherever. It's like it don't taste the same, but like it's breakfast. You can't go too far. Like classic American.
Yeah.
That's true. But
You know, so yeah.
I agree with Aisha to the point where it was like, if you do a couple of these things, all of the rest of this will just like happen. I think the problem with probably that guy and a bunch of other guys is that they seem to sit back and they think that they're extremely observant and they try and give you what they think you need as opposed to what you vocalize to them. No, this is what I would really want. I know me. I've been living with me for quite some time. Like I know what I want. I know what I would like right now. And men come along and they try and give you what they think you need. I didn't ask you for that. I didn't ask you to do that. And now you're wondering why I don't like you or I'm not attracted anymore. And you think that, oh, I'm ungrateful. No, I'm ungrateful. I didn't ask you to do all that. Like all I asked you to do is just listen.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Right.
Where's the
Listen,
water?
comprehend, then take action. Amen.
Hello. Nobody's supposed to with all that extra stuff and then you want to get mad.
Right.
Like at first I used to feel like some women or people could be ungrateful. And then like I sat back and I would reflect and be like, well, no one asked for that. You just kind of did what you wanted to do. This person made it clear what they wanted, what they needed, and you just still gave whatever and felt like people should accept it. No. Morals, integrity, and maturity matters. How to respond to a situation matters. How to reveal things in important situations is important. He instructed and taught love. He'll always be a man.
Oh, is that the one you met at 13? Okay, then.
Well,
Yeah. That's amazing.
that's
We don't know
wonderful.
how that is. Well, I know, like Taryn was saying, I think my first boyfriend, I was a junior in high school, and yeah, I was 16 or 17, and he was about 20. Like my daughter's like, what? But anyway, and the thing was, I was raised as, I mean, I'm an only child, right? So I was raised around grown people. So I had grown people standards and expectations. I don't mean like rated X adult, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like maturity. And so when I started dating this 20-year-old, I expected him to behave like a man. And he was so immature. I was like, oh, I mean, not immature like a kid, but just some of the decisions he made. I was like, I really expected more from a 20-year-old. So yeah, I don't know if I'm still trying to think. 13, I wasn't even thinking about that at all. 13. That was jumping double dutch. Okay.
All right, double dutch.
Hello.
Yeah, responsibility is different. You said hello double dutch. You guys don't jump double dutch?
I tried it, I think, a couple of times, but also turn up for predominantly white areas. They weren't double dutching there.
Got it. Yes, because we brought double dutch to my high school. I remember that. That was so funny. We had jump. It was something called jump rope for heart.
Oh yeah.
And you've heard of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you know, people brought their ropes, and so we brought our double dutch, and it just stole the attention of the whole event. We weren't trying to do that, but it was like we can't sit here and just jump one rope all the time. Like hop, okay, hop, okay. But yeah, so we weren't supposed to be talking about double dutch. I forgot. I lost my whole train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I got excited about the double dutch.
no, that's okay. We were talking about a real man. I guess that's it. Was there something else? Was there another topic? I feel like there's something else.
I felt like there was a part 2 to the question.
Oh,
No.
right.
It asked what a real man was, and then it asked how we felt about the list on social media.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Oh, did you ever
Yes.
find the list? Did you ever find the list?
Yeah, I was reading some of the stuff off of it.
Yeah, we were talking
Oh,
about that's how we talked about the Dollarita and all the other stuff.
got it. So it was a long list,
It was
or
probably like
just
places.
okay?
It was,
Yeah, you were talking about the long drive. I do agree with the long drive. Yeah, on the first date, that can be scary. Like, wait a minute, where are we going? Okay.
And
Um,
I feel like there's something that's missing in that too, right? It also depends on who you're going on a first date with. So I'll say this too in context of myself. Like my husband and I were friends for 2 years, a year and a half
okay,
before we started dating.
that's
And
true.
so
You knew
I'll
him
go on
already.
I've been on a long drive with him. I'll go on one because we already have that trust and that safety established because we were friends.
that's exactly
So
what I said to that. I was like, well, if it's someone that you have been known, but y'all are just starting to date, I don't think a long ride is a bad idea. You can get to know each other, you can talk. I was like, but I mean, like, we're not going road tripping on the first, like, a long drive, I think is like maybe 2 hours, which is not a road trip. You can go somewhere that's a couple hours out. I'm fine with that. But like, I was like, I didn't think that was that weird. I think I was like, if this is your first time meeting this person, then you probably shouldn't even be in a car. I'm just saying. But like, let alone driving a distance, like a long distance. Like, let's
Past
be
15 restaurants, you're like,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
which one are we going to?
Like, yeah.
yeah. Turn right here. Oh, wait, what's going on? Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Trust, and knowing the person does matter. Agreed. Okay.
But to go against that, I was one of my friends was like, so I don't mind places like Fridays or Chili's after we've dated already. Like, this is not a place you're taking me for a first date, but like, let's say we've been dating for a few years and we just decide we want to go out and grab a little something to eat. Like, we can go to like a Fridays or something, but we're not going there for a first date. I was like, yeah, I can understand that too.
Yeah.
But you know what? And things have changed. I remember when a date at Fridays was a decent date, but things have changed. I don't think it's the same as it was like 25 years ago. I
No,
mean, 25 years ago, it was like new and exciting and fun, and drinks were a thing. Now everybody makes drinks. So
that's the only thing I can remember ever really enjoying going to Fridays. Like, even in college, we used to go to Fridays because they used to have their little drink specials, the little $5 drinks, and it was all type of stuff. But
it was
never
all
type of stuff, but never because we wanted like, ooh, I really got a taste for whatever this is from. It was never because we wanted the food. We always went for liquor. So
right. I don't even know what food they have.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? Like,
Potato
But that
skins.
mudslide, huh?
They have potato skins. It's like the cheesy potato skin appetizer. That's the
But it
only
has
thing I remember
pork
from
on it,
Fridays.
right? That has pork on it.
Yeah, like little pieces of bacon.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have. I don't eat meat, but yeah, the mudslide. I think that's the first place I tasted a mudslide. that chocolatey liqueur beverage.
We used to tear Fridays up. When I was in college, I lived in Little Rock, and then North Little Rock, which is not a different part of Little Rock, but literally a different city. Baby, we would go to that bar. We had a bartenders in there drink with us. We used to tear that bar up. I ain't gonna lie. That Fridays used to see the best and the worst of me.
That's great. I love that.
Well, this is turning from candid conversations to confessions.
Yeah. These are my confessions.
What did she say? I know she said a date is ordering a chef, lighting candles, and playing music at home, but not now. It's dangerous, and friends into lovers extended.
Oh.
It's definitely dangerous. Don't have nobody at your house.
Yeah, don't tell anybody where you live for like a minute.
Yeah.
What was that movie? Was it for Color Girls? She invited that man over even though she knew him.
Oh Lord, that movie.
She invited the man over even though what?
She knew him and he raped her. It broke my heart.
It was terrible.
Oh,
have you seen it?
What movie was that?
I think it
For
was
Color Girls.
I have seen that movie, but I only watched it once. That movie was way too much for me.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was trauma with the extra side of trauma.
Exactly. Like it was for me, it wasn't like watching somebody else's trauma, like the movie traumatized me.
It
like,
was
what? especially the scene with the kids. I can't, like, I will never ever forget that. I don't know, I'm obviously popular,
I
huh?
think you just never forgive people for, like Michael.
She can throw her kids out the window. The man dropped them out the window.
Yeah, we're gonna always. I'm gonna always remember him as a kid murderer. Like we saw that.
That was too much. Like, I was like, whoa, like, I don't even see how he was still alive after that moment, because you drop my kids out the window and I'm out of body. I don't, oh my God. But yeah, so yeah, I only watched that once, so I don't remember that scene. That's the only scene I remember, and I told myself I would never ever watch that movie again.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-mm.
The one time and one time only. Lord have mercy.
One time only. Absolutely. Okay, ladies. Well, we did say 45 minutes, so we're looking at 46. Did anybody want to say anything, promote anything before we head on out for the evening? All right, don't everybody yell at once. Turn.
I'll just throw out the reminder that I'll post the link for the Abundant Holiday Workshop if anybody wants to watch that. It is free, so you can get that in the comment section. I'll do that after we get off.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate that. All right, ladies. Well, I appreciate you being here. Whew, sorry, we really don't have time to talk about my personal situations. But I will say that I want everybody, if you would like to, check out my course, how Know and Embrace True Love, where I have 4 specific classes talking about love and breaking it down, how to recognize it, how to hold on to it, and all of that good stuff, for the long haul. So I will say this, a resounding, like my mom raised me to believe, that if you become an expert on the authentic, it's very difficult to not recognize a fake, right? So I'm teaching you how to recognize real love so that you don't waste your time on what it's not. Because I just feel like our knowledge of love has been twisted and diluted with all of this crazy music and these videos and the movies and all of these images that they're planting in our minds, and just really pushing out what real love is. So this is what my course does. It's like, okay, tune all of that out. Let's focus. This is love. If you don't see that, then it's not. Don't try to make it be something that is not. Cool. All right. Here's the outro, everybody. We'll see you next Monday.